what's on your playlist right now?
Moving to my class.
Go to guilty pleasure food.
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Hi, my name is Pam Ronald. I joined the UC Davis Department of Plant Pathology in April 1992, 30 years ago, so this is my anniversary. My lab aims to engineer plants for resistance to disease and tolerance of abiotic stress. And our goal is to tackle one of the grand challenges of our time, which is to feed the world without further destroying the environment.
Pam, welcome to Face to Face.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Well, we're glad you could be here. First question, 30 years. Wow, that's a long time to be at UC Davis. I imagine quite a bit has changed over those 30 years. Can you tell us about your time here and how that's been?
Sure. Well, it's been a wonderful place to pursue a career in science. So I've been very lucky to be here all this time. And there have, of course, been many changes. One thing that was really fantastic this year, I taught in the new Teaching and Learning Center. It was just a fabulous teaching facility. And so that really felt like a big change and very exciting, too. Just my first teaching in person since COVID.
Wow. I'm sure the students got a lot out of that, too. I'm glad to hear you like the teaching and learning complex, though. Now, one of the reasons I'm excited to have you here, I want to congratulate you, first of all, on winning the very prestigious Wolf Award this year. And for those in our audience that are unfamiliar, some say this is like winning the Nobel Prize in agriculture, so this is a big deal. Could you tell the audience a little bit about your work and how it led to you winning that Wolf Award?
Sure. I think the award recognized two areas, so I could tell you about both of them. So the first one was looking at plant immunity. So plants get infected, as do humans. So plants can be infected with viruses or bacteria or fungi. And breeders have been developing new varieties that are resistant to infection for more than 100 years. But when I came to UC Davis, no one knew what these genes were. And there was a big push around the world with a lot of researchers centered here at UC Davis and UC Berkeley. And we were trying to identify these genes, and there was really just sort of this opening. In about 5 years, many genes were discovered. And it was an exciting time. So we identified a gene in rice called XA21. And just a little background, I started working on that because one of our honored emeritus faculty, Gerda Kusch, had given me a seed packet when I was at Cornell as a postdoc and said, this is a good gene. And so I grew that seed. Eventually, we isolated the gene. And the genes that we discovered in plants, it was quite remarkable. They're very similar to genes in humans that give humans immunity to infection. So that was a very, wonderful collaborative time. So that was the first project.
Okay.
And the other project, again, I could not have worked on this project if I had not been at UC Davis, because David McKill, who was on the faculty here, who I had known from my time at Cornell, brought this project to me, suggesting a collaboration. And because we had just isolated another gene from rice, he proposed that we try to isolate the gene that he was working on, which was a really important trait. So rice grows well in standing water, but if it's completely covered for more than 3 days, most rice varieties will just die. And as the climate changes, flooding is becoming more common in areas such as Bangladesh and India. So farmers need climate resilient varieties. So Dave and his team had done sort of a rough location of this particular trait, and we call it submergence tolerance. So we worked together to isolate this gene, and it turned out to be a single gene. I should say we didn't know, first of all, how easy it would be to manipulate. And now, with collaborations with the International Rice Research Institute, breeders there have introduced that trait into many different rice varieties. And those rice varieties can survive up to 2 weeks of complete submergence, and farmers are seeing very high yields with that trait.
That's terrific. So if I'm a rice farmer now, I have one less thing to worry about, right? The submergence is not a problem for the rice anymore.
Yeah. Well, as long as it's not longer than 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay.
2 weeks. But it's been very successful. More than 6 million farmers are growing those rice varieties.
That is exceptional and so impressive. What a benefit to the rice farmers and to the world, for that matter. One other thing that's pretty neat about the prize that you won, we've had 5 other winners of the Wolf Prize at UC Davis, but you were the first woman at UC Davis to win that award. Can you reflect on that a little bit? How's that feel?
Sure. Well, it's an honor to win the award, and I was surprised to hear that I was the first woman at UC Davis, because UC Davis, of course, is the greatest agricultural university. We have many fabulous men and women here, but I think it just sort of reflects the old-fashioned, it takes time to move forward. And to be the first woman, I'm very happy, and I'm sure there will be many more women.
Let's hope you're the first of many. That's
first
right.
of many, right.
I want to shift gears a little bit. Now, you and your husband, Raul, wrote a book, and it's called Tomorrow's Table, Organic Farming, Genetics, and the Future of Food. Hope I got that right. Can you tell us about the book?
Sure. So we have been in the agricultural community for many years, and so he's an organic farmer, and he ran the student farm. He was a farmer at the student farm for many years. He just retired. He was with another farm before that. And so we were often asked, well, I thought genetics was bad and organic farmers don't like genetics. And so we wanted to explain sort of the nature of farming in general, and organic farming and genetics and genetic engineering, and some of these terms that perhaps the public wasn't so familiar with. So we wrote a book. It ended up being a little bit of a memoir, and it was really, really fun to get that book out. It opened a whole new area for us in terms of talking with very diverse people that were interested in food and farming and sustainable agriculture.
So you help people get a little smarter about GMOs and those sorts of things in the book, I assume.
Yeah, hopefully if they read it, then they have a better understanding why are so many farmers growing crops that have genes from other organisms. So the classic is in the United States, many farmers grow corn that has a gene from a bacteria called Bt. And the Bt is the bacteria is sprayed by organic farmers. It's very effective for pest control. But sometimes it doesn't, if you spray it, it doesn't prevent the insect from getting inside the plant. And the sprays are really quite expensive. So now farmers are growing corn that has this trait already in it. So they're able to reduce their chemical insecticide. So that's kind of the classic way where organic farming and genetic engineering come together. So it was really an application in the organic farming community that was then moved to an application in plant genetics breeding.
That is very smart and impressive. I like that. One thing I like to ask faculty members when they come on is, what is your favorite part of your job?
Talking with my students and postdocs. And it's just wonderful. So as we strangely, I've been here 30 years and I'm getting older, but happily I'm able to forget that because the students all stay the same age, and they have so many ideas and such enthusiasm, and the postdocs really are so sophisticated, more sophisticated than I am now. They're teaching me. And so it's absolutely the most wonderful part is sharing in their discoveries, talking about what the next experiment is, talking about even how to present it or write up a paper. So I just love that.
I have to agree. The students really keep us young, and it's one of the reasons we're in this profession, right?
Yes.
Now I want to play a little game with you. We have part of the show we call Hot Seat. And Hot Seat is where I ask you some very rapid fire questions. We expect quick answers, one word or one sentence answers. So are you ready?
Okay.
All right, let's go. From your perspective, name the biggest change on campus in the past 30 years.
Sustainable gardening.
Wow, yeah, hadn't thought about that one. If you could sit down and have dinner with anyone, alive or not, who would it be?
Barbara McClintock.
Tell me about that.
So she discovered that pieces of DNA can move around in plants. She was a corn geneticist, and her work was not recognized for many, many years, her whole career. And then she did receive the Nobel Prize after her work was rediscovered in other organisms. And my first scientific meeting 35 years ago, I heard her speak, and she was already 85, I think, and I got her autograph.
Wow, that was a big thrill, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about that? Okay, if you had not become a plant geneticist, what would you have become, do you think?
Well, if I had talent, I would choose music.
Any particular instrument, or would you sing, or what would you do?
Oh, I would sing.
Okay. Vacation time, where are you going?
Lake Tahoe.
Lake Tahoe, okay. Mm-hmm. Not too far, but a very nice place to visit.
Yeah.
Now, that was fun. I'd like to give you a chance to ask me anything that you'd like to know.
Okay, so how do you like to interact with faculty and students? What's your favorite event on campus, and are we going to do more of whatever that event is?
Well, I certainly hope we do more of this event every year. We just had picnic day, and that's got to be high on the list of my favorite things because you get faculty and staff and students and the community all together for our big open house, and it's just one of my favorite. And the fact that we were able to do it this year in person after a 2-year hiatus has been really big. So I'd put that up there. But there are many things I like to do. I love to go to awards programs and see our faculty get honored. I love to, and same thing for students and staff. But those are just some examples of things I like to do.
Great.
Pam, thank you for being here with us. We really appreciate you, and we're so excited by your success and everything you've done. Thank you for making time to sit down and talk with me.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Sure. And thanks to all of you for watching. We'll see you next time here on Face to Face.